Sandeep Tandon also joins us now. Sandeep, good morning. Thank you for joining us. The Adani Group moved mountains, Sandeep, to ensure that the FPO sails through, and it did sail through. But they've decided to return the FPO proceeds. What do you think has triggered this move? What do you think would be the thought here?
To be candid, generally, Nikhil, is very difficult to predict how particular entrepreneur is thinking and what is their board thinking is all about. The only message for market is very confusing. Okay, it lacks clarity and market hates uncertainty. Okay, the clarity is needed. Okay, if you keep on changing your strategy, and that is the way market doesn't like. Okay, and I think that's the reaction which you are seeing in the market. Okay, but again, Nikun, this sort of things we have seen a number of times in various point of time. Last 30 years, I have seen many such movements. Okay, but as long as assets are, if the group is backed by assets and other thing, I think it's a temporary phenomena. It can come back, but ultimately it affects market sentiments, and which is the case in current environment. But let's look at focus on the good thing. The budget obviously is very very constructive. Okay, all the concern which we had all about the capital gain changes which market was worried about. In fact, market is the way budget has come out is a step in right direction. It has addressed all those worries. So narrative which was getting built about the taxation aspect, people were nervous. Okay, and the risk appetite on Indian equity market which was declining relative to global thing. And we have seen some amount of sell-off happening from the ETF player or the passive money moving out. I think sometime you get a buying opportunity also. We are seeing a good amount of capitulative move happening because of this event unfolding. I think real capitulation happened on the side effect in the banking side, where our data and the quant capitulation index has spiked significantly in the banks. Okay, so which clearly indicates it's like today, tomorrow type. In the next one or two trading session, banks should bottom out. So I will look such events sometimes gives you extraordinary buying opportunity in the sectors or stocks which you like. I think banking is another opportunity which is and given the physical discipline the budget has showcased along with the growth momentum, I think it's opportunity. That's the way I look at from the market, because
Sure.
India, both from a structure and long term, looks very good to me. So these are the great opportunity to accumulate the stocks which you want to build in your portfolio.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's no denying that. But Sandeep, tell me what happens to the Adani group of stocks now that the FPO has been called off? Because, speculation is rife in the market that considering Adani Enterprises share price is much below the FPO price now, maybe people would jump in to buy into the stock considering the long-term growth prospects of the Adani group and especially Adani Enterprises continues to remain intact. But there is the other theory also, considering the group was already very highly leveraged. There is already that pressure of foreign investors selling into Adani bonds, whether the stocks are going to crack further. What do you think is going to really happen with Adani stock shareholders now? What should they expect?
See, it is generally we don't comment on stock specific thing given the this noise which is there. Okay, I think sentiment definitely has been affected, but we have everybody has to take a call. Whether these stocks are or some of the stocks are backed by assets or not, whether they are backed by cash flows or not. Okay, so it's not like the entire basket is bad. Some of the names are very very good in that. So it's up to individual and every portfolio manager how they perceive as a whether it's opportunity or whether people think other way. So the way I look at, I will look this as a buying opportunity for market in general. Particularly, I say because of this event, banking has affected a lot. Okay, where is no damage is going to happen in the banking. I don't see any crisis for any of the banking, whether it's private sector or public sector. So I will use this as an opportunity to buy banks. So if I have to really conclude, instead of getting in particular stock specific thing, I think the much larger call will be to participate in the banking names which has corrected significantly. And everybody in generally has been positive about the credit uptake which is happening, and budget is also a supporter in that direction. I think it's a right time to increase our banking exposure. That's the way I look this as opportunity. So one way of looking about worried about the crisis which is happening, I said in last 30 years, we have seen n number of times of such opportunities, okay, or such crisis, whatever name you want to call it. Somewhere market also gives you opportunity to participate. So either one should, so I always talk about narrative can be very different, and that can lead to good amount of fear or capitulation, which is getting built in the market right now. Other way is looking at this is a great opportunity to buy Indian banking names, which has corrected significantly 10 to 20% correction, which we have seen in some of these names. That could be a great opportunity.
I'm just going to close it up with one final question on the budget. There are two casualties in the budget if I look at the budget fine print. First is insurance and second is luxury housing. There are almost 6 insurance stocks listed. Insurance stocks yesterday really got cleaned out. What's your view there, given that you do have exposure in some insurance stocks?
See, Nikunj, to be candid, yes, it was a big blow. That's the first reaction market has showcased. The initial reaction is bad. But we have to keep in mind that from a longer term perspective, the way India is growing and disposable income is growing, both insurance as well as mutual fund industry are sunrise industry. Okay, so there can be small setback on immediate basis. Again, we are talking about only the premium segment above 5 lakh rupees or so. So there is a psychological impact. There will be some amount of earning impact also. We are not ruling out. But given the opportunity which it has, given the potential which has from a longer term perspective, I think I should be a buyer in these names if it corrects further. So I will, yes, short term negative, but from a very constructive, from a longer term perspective, I don't think we should write off these sector the way market has reacted yesterday. So it's a near jerk reaction which is happening. So again, opportunity, whether it's one has to say whether it's another 5% lower, another 8% lower, or another 3% lower, that's a question of time. But I will look for a buying opportunity in the insurance space also. Because these are all best of the companies which is available at good valuations. And they have been correcting not just one, not last 1 year. If you look at the private sector, insurance has corrected a lot. So they are already reaching their neglected zone. So I will look for a buying opportunity rather than saying that one should be too dejected what has happened in
Okay.
yesterday's budget.
Okay.